Boys and girls, children of all ages, Apex Online Racing proudly presents a beautiful round here at Silverstone. This is round 6, the British Grand Prix. I am Evil Dragon. My tamed commentator, Mr. Irishman itself, it is Mr. Soup Cooler. Hello, Soup.
Did you really just call me tamed?
Yes. That's happened.
Oh dear. Well, good evening.
Well, it is going to be interesting. Well, we are here for... Is it going to be dry? This is the ultimate question. We're waiting to see. We're going to have a dry race in Silverstone. It's nice and sunny. That's usual.
Dry qualifying.
Meaning the tweet I sent out is correct, because I said it's possibly dry. And it is dry. Here today, Lo. F3, the legendary Silverstone circuit, first hosted the first ever race in F1 in 1950. The actual circuit hosted a Grand Prix in 1948. Little stat for you there.
Am I right in saying the first race was won by Tazio Nuvolari?
I think it was. I'm not exactly touché on my F1 knowledge, but today we have still no Nezrin. He's still injured. We have Roadhouse, Matt.
To morphine.
He has got more morphine, so he's not here. We've got Vez, Casper, Brady, Solid Ninja, Kane, Shumi, Pedro, Big Parata, CJ, Hybrid, Vicstar, Lat and Cow. Now earlier on this morning I was in a little lobby with a few of these guys, and I can tell you it lasted about one corner before I lost all 3 of my tyres.
So nothing unusual.
Nothing unusual to my driving style there. But let's see today, these beautiful drivers will be driving around this legendary circuit. Well, I have to say, it's going to be interesting. Can we see Matt bounce back, of course? Or will we see someone else get pole position here today?
Well, last week we had Casper pull off probably one of the biggest masterclasses of the season. Ended up taking, I think, an unlikely victory at the end, but see if he can do it again. Had some great battling throughout the field, but it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top again today.
Indeed. Hello everyone jumping in the chat, by the way, as I can see a few of you commenting down below. A few people saying Parata, that's keep up player, and a few people saying RUR I'm British, Super's Iris.
I am indeed. As is VSR Brady, who I'm on board with. Good transition to a qualifying lap, looking right on board with Evil.
Yes, segue. On board with Brady, he's coming down into Stowe Corner, one of the fastest corners really on the circuit. A downhill there, it's a little bit wide. And let's go on board with the lap. I'll leave it to you, Soup, to run us through this legendary circuit on board with your fellow countrymen.
Well, here we go then, on board with the Sauber driver. So here he comes towards the line and towards Abbey for turn number 1, then absolutely flat in the 2017 cars. As you heard right there, into this first section, then the grandstand section, as I like to call it. Hard on the brakes, locking up the right front. And it's a very tight section, very Monaco-esque, with its slow, tight corners. Then onto the Wellington straight with the first of the DRS zones. There goes the DRS flapping down towards Brooklands. Written on the side of that building there, if you haven't remembered what it's called. So there you go, into Brooklands. Then switching very, very wide from Brady, though. And that's going to compromise his run through. And gets the run onto the old pit straight here. This is where the Grand Prix used to begin. And down towards Copse Corner. Absolutely flat through Copse in these cars in qualifying trim, as you heard right there. Under the Pirelli board into Maggots and Beckett's. Great section in these cars, into Beckett's and then into Chapel. Looking for the run out of Chapel is the most important when you're trying to overtake somebody. Onto the second DRS straight, which is the Hangar straight, of course. Running down towards Stowe Corner then. Favoured overtaking spot of a lot of drivers. Knocking down the gears, tight to the apex. Brady running very wide on the way out, and then into Vale, which is the very tight chicane here, and then into Club. And around the final corner, and that is a lap of Silverstone. Where's this going to put Brady? It's going to put him into second on a 1:27.9, but he had a very, very poor run through Luffield, so there's a lot more time in that car, I feel.
Well, only one thing I noticed that Club's the chicane and Vale's the last corner, but I'll let you off. I'll let you off there.
Now they're pretty much the same.
Matty D goes second, by the way. Everyone very close together. Only just a tenth between Hybrid and Matt. Just under a tenth, to be honest. Just about 6 thousandths there. Or 60,000, whatever you want to call it. Hybrid Nuke pulling over the side of the road in his Renault. Perfect, 127.3. A few of these drivers were setting a 126 in the practice earlier, so I'm going to hype it up. Watch out for Big Peretta and the likes of other drivers. This could be extremely close here. Let's look at where Big Peretta is. He's just coming through Vale, out of the club, and comes to the line and goes second position. They're just ahead of Matty D. Extremely close field as well. CJ puts himself up to a 6th position. Who else coming to a lap? Sector 1, yellow flags as well.
Pedro off at, that'll be just before the Wellington straight.
That's Aintree. He's gone off then.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kane through the last corner. Let's see what he can do. And doesn't sell lap time, so he must be on an outlap. Who else on a lap? We've got Lat pulling over and Cow just coming down into the loop section as well.
Yeah, so getting to that point in qualifying where drivers just going to come back into the pits now and get some fresh tyres, unless they're pushing hard. Big Prenta a 10th of a second up on his best on his lap delta there. Matty D is coming into the pits on an in-lap, I reckon, there.
Yep.
In he comes. So I'm on board with Big Prenta as he comes through Magnus Beck. It's looking very planted to the road. I definitely know Brady has a lot more pace in that car. I saw him do 26s, or low 27s, so I reckon he's going to go a lot quicker. Here comes Big Prenta then to finish the lap. Still a 10th of a second up. This should be enough for provisional pole position if he gets through Club and Vale well. Short shifting. Here it comes to the line. Where's it going to put him? It's going to put him on to provisional pole, 127.2.
Absolutely beautiful lap there. Hybrid Nuke, can he retaliate and get himself back up the front? What about Matt? They're very close together. The top 3 separated by just over 2 and a little bit of a, well, 2/10 of a second. So it's going to be close. VSR Brady, though, is he going to be coming on this lap? Yes, he is. Someone else improves that. Looks to be Cow, who's up to 4th now as well. So it's getting extremely close to, look at it, at the top. Oh, most of the drivers, at least the top 6, are all under a second.
The top 7, actually. The top 7 have all done 27s. So they're all within, yeah, about half a second of each other, top 7. Which is always what we like to see with drivers getting so close together. 3 drivers still yet to set a time. So they want to get that done pretty quickly. Big Prent on an in-lap, and others just on their way out of the pit lane now. VSR Brady on his way out. Who else do we got? We have Vez Toting on his way out as well.
Everyone's starting to come back out of that beautiful pit lane on this circuit, because unlike some other circuits, too, especially with this new pit lane, yeah, it dips down quite a lot in the pit lane, because it's where it is on a hill, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll notice that when they come out of the pit lane, they rise up a very sharp ascent into the pit lane, and it's not too noticeable on the way in. It's such a small incline because it's such a long way in, but it's a sharp incline on the way out, so you'll notice that when they come out. We can maybe catch somebody going out. Can't quite see if anybody's coming out there.
Peretta's coming in. On the topic of going out and in, then comes Big Peretta in the Toro Rosso, but we'll see if we can figure out anyone else coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah, well, it's a long way into the pit lane as well. It seems short, but the pit limiter starts about halfway down that straight on the way in, so it takes a long time to get out of this pit lane.
Indeed, well, compared to likes of other games, I used to remember on the F1 games of the past, you used to be able to go a lot quicker into that pit lane, where the pit limiter wasn't actually until you went into the middle of the corner. So in some cases, it would have been quicker to go in the pit lane than stay out.
Oh, of course, when we've got this now realm of realism, that's never going to happen again. There's the ascent you can see, is a lot of drivers come out there. Solid Ninja Snake, followed by one of the Renaults. That is the ascent out of the pit lane. And it's absolutely massive.
Indeed, remember the first year they actually used this pit lane, 2011. Remember when Jenson Button actually didn't get his tyre on and had to pull up there. Very dangerous situation. It's a very narrow pit lane. It's almost blind when you come up a bit out of the pit lane, and it's one of those pit lanes where it's dangerous, but for a spectator, it's a beautiful area.
Yes, absolutely, because in those grandstands you can see down into it, which is always great. So everybody's starting to come back out on their laps now. 2 minutes to go. Hybrid Nuke back out, Matty D back out as well, and there's not a lot to choose between them, so I can definitely see some improvements coming now.
Well, indeed, both of them very close together on circuit, Hybrid and Matt, and I think that was Shumi just behind as well, who Matt just passed very quickly. Now, we have to wonder, of course, last season's champion on F4, he's not had the best of luck in F3 this season either, so let's hope that he can go through the field and victories here this season. Now, I did speak to him earlier on, he hasn't actually managed to get much practice, and neither has Vikster. So that's going to be interesting and might play into context later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go then. They're about to start their laps. Hybrid Nuke needs a couple of hundredths maybe just over a tenth to get himself onto pole position. They've got 2 attempts if they want it. We're definitely going to see some lap times tumbling down as drivers are all back out on track now. Vesto just went P4 with that lap on a 1:27.481 and 400ths of a second behind Matty D and 200ths of a second quicker than Calzo. It's very, very close.
This is going to be extremely interesting, especially second, third, fourth and fifth, very close together. The Renault going through absolutely perfectly. Hybrid Nuke takes Brooklands and Luffield absolutely perfect. Now coming into Woodcut, the little kind of right hand you see here is a lot tighter back in the day, but flat easily in these modern F1 cars. Then down into the very, very fast, the famous Cops Corner, chucks it in there, bravery at the absolute highest. Now into Maggot, and then Beckett, left, right, then back left again as they come through Chapel, blasting it, runs a little bit wide there, get away with it, down towards the back straight, the hanger straight then, I believe it is, coming through he comes, down towards Stoke. What's he going to do on the braking zone? It's a little uphill braking, off camber here as well, the car wants to rotate around, then you hit the bump, then down the hill towards the club area, the club chicane, through he comes, because of course the clubhouse just off the road there, through Vale,
Casper
sliding.
just went P2, sorry to interrupt. Casper went P2 with that lap, he's just nipped in front of him.
And Matt TD, what can he do as low? He's coming through the last corner as well. Someone has Vez, who's retired as well. He's just parked it off there. Matt comes through the last corner. What can he do in the Red Bull? Can he improve? No.
He backed out on the hanger straight. So this is going to be his lap. He backed out because he was catching up to Hybrid Nuke. So this is going to be the lap to watch.
This is indeed. Hybrid Nuke has another lap as well, we believe. Maybe not, because he's not using DRS. I think Hybrid Nuke's backed out of his lap.
Yes, he has. He's finished.
So now, can it be Casper? Can he get pole? What about Matty D? Where is Casper? He's just coming through Woodcut, down towards Cops Corner. Blasting it there, and he's the back 12. So it's all going to be down to Matt then. Assume he's retired. Let's see, Matt big slide. That's going to cost him a load of time as well. So it looks like the wind perhaps picking up on the circuit, because they do not seem to be improving too much.
No, absolutely not. I can tell you who definitely hasn't backed off. Big Prenta, he's absolutely flying across the line. He's going to go to a 1:27.205, slight improvement. So let's see what can Matty D do. Just checking his lap delta. He's very slightly up. He's a tenth up, but that's not enough. He needs more.
He needs 2 tenths, but if he gets just 1 tenth up, it might put him on the front row of the grid, because look how close second, third and fourth and even fifth as Brady goes up to fourth now by just under 5 thousandths of a second. Can Matt retaliate?
Oh.
No, won't do if he does that. He's backed off. That's that done.
Backed off.
Fifth
Just
position.
massive moment.
So it looks
Calzo,
like
P2. Calzo just went P2.
Indeed, look how close that is. Big Peretta by a tenth, Cal second, Casper third, Hybrid fourth, Brady fifth, and Matt is in sixth. Who else can improve? I think it's all over, but the top 6 separated by 2 tenths, more crucially second to sixth, just under a tenth and a half.
Another from second to fifth are all separated by under half a tenth. Actually, half a tenth. Calzo 1:27.30, VSR Brady 1:27.34.
Incredible.
That's mad.
Well, further down the field, by the way, Kane again hasn't set a lap time here today, so big issues for Kane. Again, not setting lap time. Pedro didn't do very much well. He's down in 14th, so like Ninja in 13th there. It's a bit of a gap left from 13th and 14th, just over a few tenths, second 2 tenths slower, but only 2 guys in the 38. No one jumped into the 26s, I would say, not the 38s. 28s we're talking about here. And okay, no lap again.
Yeah. So, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure why he didn't set a lap. Maybe it's strategic, so he can have some fresh tires to start on. I'm not quite sure.
In the chat, by the way, Brady saying ran right out of Chapel, cost me second position.
Well, small mistakes add up.
So that's a fast track as well.
Yeah, such a fast track, and shorter than you think it is. You're around in a minute and a half in these cars. But it's Big Prenta on pole position. It's a good job from him.
Let's see if he can, like Spain, convert that front row into a victory. Remember what happened in Spain to the Toro Rosso boys? Absolute travesty for them. Hopefully this time around we have slightly more better fortune, should we say.
Yeah, top 13 separated by under a second.
Absolutely madness indeed. And just look how close Vez and CJ are as well. 4 thousandths.
Yeah,
such incredibly close field here today for the British Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it down in the chat.
I just hope you haven't cursed the weather.
Well, it's Britain. Are we going to get sunshine? We're going to get clouds.
Probably means rain later on, if I'm honest.
Well, you never know. Could become sunny, but the British weather, we know it always tends to switch around in the race. Hopefully someone in the chat can give us a little indication what the weather could be going in this race. But remember, though, anything can happen. It's 26 laps, if I'm not mistaken, here at Breton.
Yeah, it's a long Grand Prix, and it should be a good one. Could be a mix-up in strategies, but I don't see many people trying mediums, to be honest.
It's going to be overcast throughout the race. Only a few seconds to go. So, in the famous words, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, let's go racing here in Silverstone. And it is 5 red lights. Who's it going to be? Toro Rosso or Mercedes? As we leave the grid in Silverstone, the lights run for an age, but we're underway. And it's a good start from Cal, who's already having a look to the inside as they come into Abbey. And already everyone flying through. I think clean away in the background. Yes, everyone clean away. Down the inside, immediately goes Cal taking the lead. Here, but runs too deep, runs wide. That's going to cost him a few positions. Everyone bouncing up in the background, but all seems to be clean there. No, maybe not. There's trouble.
Definitely not. That's Brady around. What a shame.
And so often it has been. Solid Ninja involved, I think, as well. Oh, carnage down the back there. Brady, Solid Ninja, Vicstar, I think, got tangled up as well. So I cursed it again here in Silverstone. But up front, Big Paretta's got a good start. Run off to second into turn 2, but got it back again into turn 3. But everyone running clean apart from that contact of the first corners. And everyone up front, A-OK. Though I say that, Vez has a massive slide as well.
Yeah, just checking tyre strategies as well. We got one person on mediums and one on softs. So Solid Ninja Snake went for the mediums, but let's just have a look and see who is the biggest mover through all of that. It's CJ and P5. Matty D up 2 from where he started. Pedro and Kane up 4 from where they started. Hybrid Nuke down 3. So he's the biggest loser. Probably, actually, no, VSR Brady down 8 from the start.
Indeed, it's a big troubles for your fellow countrymen there. And as per usual, the commentator's curse comes into its own. And anything can still happen in this race. Don't count them out. I do not know if many of them got damaged. Roadhouse has low.
I think himself and Brady were caught up in that tangle, because I saw he's got a lot of his front wing missing.
That's just surely going to be race over almost certainly for him in this race, but it's going to be 24 laps. He can come back through the field. If he goes on the medium tyres, he can go to the end of this race. Let's see, is it medium? It's soft tyres. We know the medium, well, the hardest tyres can go all the way to the end of the race.
It is mediums.
Ah, it is mediums. For me, it's showing it's the soft tyres.
Yeah, well, it's definitely the mediums he's gone for.
Now it's the mediums now.
Yeah, Big Prenta just out of DRS range, but these guys in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th all bunched up together. And Matty D can start putting the pressure on Casper, the race winner last time out, who's just falling back a little bit from Calzo, so they're just starting to spread out a little bit and get into the rhythm.
Indeed, Matty
D ran wide. Matty D ran massively wide out of Chapel. He's going to be vulnerable to CJ down towards Stowe. Let's see if he can do anything. No.
Just two went yellow there for a brief moment. It's VSR Brady who has retired it seems, or he's disconnected.
Second time in a row.
That's big issue there. Meanwhile, Kane having a look on Pedro. He's coming through the field slightly. Leads two up for positions. Though who is he going to be going very sideways? They're both absolutely going and doing the slalom. As they come down towards Abbey to start lap 3 up front. Peretta, Cow, Casper, Matt, CJ, Vez, Hybrid, Lat, Pedro, Kane, Vic, Solid Ninja, Brady, who seems to be in trouble, and Roadhouse is all the way down the back after contact with Brady on lap number 1.
Yep, so the guys out front pulling away. Big Prenta 1.3 clear. They're all evenly spaced out. Matty D's recovered from his mistake.
Down the back, looking here at Solid Ninja, having a little look on the back of the coordinator Vicstar.
Yeah, and Kane and Pedro going hammer and tong here. They're still fighting. He tried to get the cut back on the way out of Luffield, but just couldn't quite get that traction. And Solid Ninja Snake, as you said, very close to the back. Surely not through Cop's corner. Down the inside into Cop's corner. He backed out of that one for sure.
I think potentially from wing damage. Oh, contact!
We got a massive
Williams
crash.
and Haas off into the wall there. What on earth's happened there?
They must have come together on the entrance to Maggots. Wow, okay. That was huge.
For a second I saw them going side by side. He cuts them. They're flying off back into the wall. Big dramas for Kane, again having troubles here. Pedro involved as well. And they're going to both have to pit front wings. Well, the front left end plate both gone on the pair of them there, so they'll have to pit this lap, surely. Meanwhile, Hybrid Nuke on the back of Vez, but what drum already in the British Grand Prix? We're on that number 4 currently, and we've had 3 serious incidents.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had one person make, well, we've had 3 people make a stop now, but Roadhouse is on the mediums. He's definitely going to be going to the end. So he's going to play a factor later on, so let's not count him out. We're going to see these guys on the Super Softs pit about lap 10 or 11, I would imagine, and head on to the soft tyres. Or if they want to do some mediums, they could come in next lap and take them to the end very easily.
Noting that CJ is lagging again, by the way, we're noticing on our screen, so issues that.
Oh my goodness, CJ was absolutely full lock sideways through Cop's corner. I don't know how he held on to that car, if I'm honest.
Indeed, meanwhile, look at Matt. He's closing up on Casper. Ahead of them there, it's Cow. So Matt closing up ever so slightly now on the back of the other Haas. One of them's been involved in a melee with a Williams. The other one having a little bit of moments with Matty D, the F4 champion, going ahead potentially for the F3 championship this year. And Big Peretta, fast lap of 1:30.7. Great lap for him, and he's opening a gap 3 seconds.
And Casper now back within that DRS range, so Calzo may be starting to feel the tyre wear already starting to creep in.
And Vez, a 3-second time penalty to add to his rows. He's under pressure from Hybrid Nuke, so both the Renault boys having a bit of look up the inside there. Won't do it there. Meanwhile, Brady and Roadhouse have about that. Brady, we know, potentially, I don't know if he got back in, but it is a ghost on as far as we are aware.
Yeah, Hybrid Nuke is all over the back of the Swedish driver Vez, so here coming into Luffield. He's just touching the rear end through there. Let's see, can he get the traction towards Cop's corner? I'm not sure he can. It's going to pull in the slipstream, not going to be enough there. He can line himself up through Maggots and Beckett's for a pass on the hanger straight. That's if Vesto doesn't lose the back end through Cop's corner. So through Maggots and Beckett. Let's see who gets the better run at Chapel. That's the one to see then. Can he do it?
Well, it's a good exit. He's closing all the time. DRS activated on him. Vez doesn't have it on the other Renault. So CJ just about holding it. Is he going to the inside? It'll be a bit brave there. Backs off into Stowe. Vez keeps wide low. Now, let's see. I don't see any opportunity on the inside into Club. Thinks better of it. Meanwhile, we'll have a look up here. Second, third and fourth closing up on each other here. And Cal seems to be struggling here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he had good pace in the opening. I think that was why he was just trying to get in front of Big Brenta, so he doesn't have this massive drop-off in pace. But he's just struggling with the tyre wear right now. And these guys are hassling the back of him. He's dropping 6/10 a lap to these guys. CJ doing some gymkhana there through that first section.
Just about keeping on the island. That's the important thing as they go down towards Brooklyn. There's the massive sign there on the BDRC building says.
The RDC.
Yes, whichever way you want to call it. I've probably butchered that one, but nevertheless, CJ sideways as per usual. Matt and Casper close together as well. We're on that number 6, 21 laps to go. Big Peretta leads from Cal, Casper and Matty D. CJ, Vez and Lair is Hybrid Nuke. Behind them you got Latzel and Ninja, Vicstar, Roadhouse, Pedro, Kane and Brady, who seem to be all but out of this race.
Yeah, Kane and Pedro, even though they crashed together, they're still battling down here in 12th.
So interesting stuff there. Good exit again for Hybrid Nuke, but again the Ferrari has DRS on the other Renault CJ, so this is all not working for Hybrid Nuke. He needs to try and lunge run somewhere. He gets a good exit here. Now, is he close enough to try down the inside into Club? No, he's not. Vez brakes very hard, very late, just about keeps his line, and the Ferrari Renaults can't do anything about that. If I was the Renault boys, though, would I try and get CJ to back Vez back up into Hybrid Nuke to try and give an opportunity to pass?
Well, I think, Vezto was getting affected by the dirty air anyway, so he is doing that, but he's just having a hard time finding a way past, because Vezto's defending that line really well. Even if your teammate does help you still need to find a way past, and he's not been able to do that so far.
Well, it's all going to be about things. I'm talking about penalties, by the way. We've seen the second penalty now for a driver. We had Vez, who's got a penalty we have been informed earlier on, so he has a 3-second time parade. Joining the penalty system here is Kane down the back as well. Still battling with Pedro as well, we have been noticed, like you said. So that'll be interesting to see if those guys can keep it up. Not a lot of action going on here. Hybrid Nuke on the back of Vez. Apart from that, it seems to be a little bit of a train right now. Hopefully we see a little bit of action going on. We're on lap 7 of 26.
Yeah, and that was a mistake from CJ, so he's going to be vulnerable to both of these guys. So here comes Vezto then. Oh, look at that. That's Hybrid Nuke just looking on the inside.
They're going to work together.
Wide. They're going to, squeezing him to the grass. And that is CJ helping his teammate out, going to the outside. So they're 3 wide into... Oh!
Either way, he's lost his tyre. It's completely out. What on earth's happened? There was their contact there with the Ferrari.
Yeah, CJ was squeezing Vezto all the way to the grass, and he just had no room to work with and slid across, hitting CJ and straight on into the wall, and that is him out of the British Grand Prix.
Massive drama for the team based in Enstone, only a short drive away. Renault out of the race already. Hybrid Nuke is this lone survivor of that. He must have saw a ballistic missile cross his path. Now he's going to be absolutely livid with Vez now. Surely he probably knows there was contact. He's going to want to come and get some sweet revenge for the team and try and pass and spoil his day. Let's see as I look to the inside of Brooklands. Are they going to make contact here? They're very, very close. Now into Luffield. Is he close enough to try and make a car back? Vez blocks that door off.
Casper lost it.
And Casper's lost it as well. Oh, look at this side by side as they come down to cops. Look at this. Is the Ferrari going to back up? Renault has the inside. Is the Ferrari going to lift off? No, he's not. He's deeping it there. Now they're still side by side as they come down to Maggins and Beckett, who've seen this go wrong before. Still side by side. He's off the road. And surely he's got a penalty as well, and surely he's got to give that position back.
Absolutely. It was fantastic for such a long time, but he hasn't been able. He's not being asked to take the position back. And look, Lakito's just been chipping away at the gap, and he's with them now.
Indeed, a 3-second time penalty low for Vez, so he's got 6 seconds now to his agenda. And in comes Hybrid as well, so Man and Hybrid in. Now, this could be interesting in the later run stages of the race.
Lap 9, So this should be for soft tyres, I'd have to imagine.
See on board of Matt, that softer seat going on. Yes, it is. Let's see if he's going to get held up by the Renault. Just perfectly placed there. Now we'll have a look, like I said, on the exit of the pit lane. We can just see how high it is. The safety car there lying at the bottom. That won't be used, of course.
Nope. So, field nice and spread out now because of these pit stops. These guys will be going to the end. Easy one stop here. He'll come out behind Vicstar and ahead of Roadhouse by quite a margin. He's got some nice clean air to work with now.
Yeah, Roadhouse has been struggling light with Kane and Pedro, who are still about 3 seconds between each other, and then there is Brady, who is out of this race, but will, I believe, finish ahead of CJ on technicality.
Yeah, because technically he's still running, but I don't know if they'll count this connection. But I'm sure now Matty D, I would have to assume, was trying to cover off Casper there. Casper made a mistake on that lap, and Matty was able to gain the position. So I'd have to assume Casper's going to come in this lap to try and make the overcut work.
In comes your lead up. Let's see. In comes second. Let's see. Is Casper going to come in as well? No, stays out.
No.
So top two in.
Festo. Jeez. Massive moment. So it's going to be Lakita to stay out as well. And Solid Ninja Snake will definitely not be coming in because he's on the medium tyres.
Indeed, so he's going to be going to the end of this race. I believe he's already made a stop. I'm not exactly
No, he hasn't.
Nah, he has not. So he's one of those few drivers who haven't. So he'll be going at least around about lap 20, chuck on a set of super softs and go to the end.
So where's Calzo? Where is Matty D? This is going to be very close on the exit.
Let's see.
Calzo is just exiting the pit lane. Matty D's about to round the first corner. Could he jump him? There's Calzo. There's Matty D. He's just going to get out in front. Is Matty D going to try and get past here? Yes, he is. Lick the stamp and send it. Can he do it? No. Calzo just got out in front.
Absolutely textbook there. He has timed that to perfection. But what's up? Matt will have DRS. Is Liz going to be the run down to Brooklands? He goes defensive, sector 3 yellows. Kane seems to be out of the race. Round the outside, can he do it? Into Brooklands, down to Lovely's. On the outside, he has the inside into Luffield. Let's see, can he do it? I think he's done it. Yes, he has, up into 6th position.
What a move from Matty D. Around the outside of Brooklands. That's not easy. Cal is coming back at him now towards Cops. He needs the run through Maggots and Beckett's to make sure he keeps up, but I don't think he'll be able to. And Matty D is technically into P2 in this race.
Indeed. Let's have a quick look where Kane's gone off. He's gone off down just at the last corner. So he's hit the wall there. In comes Casper now. Meanwhile, that's going to drop him at least down to 7th or 8th position here.
Yeah.
Ninja will leave this race.
Yeah, he'll be going to at least lap 20 on those set of tyres. So he's going to be out for a long time, but he's going to lead the race in the meantime. So let's see then. Casper is just coming out of the pit lane now, and Matty D is going to jump him very easily. He's actually going to lose out to Calzo as well. So that mistake really cost him.
And they might come out very close here. Just looking, Lat is in the pit lane. He dropped behind Vez. Vic Star's coming out the pit lane as well in the Mercedes, and that is the last driver to stop all Barcelona Ninja, who is on those medium tyres, and will be going literally, but he could go to the end of the race if he, well, of course, if he could, but you'll get disqualified if you don't pit, so of course he has to pit. Meanwhile, look at Cow, he's closing back up on Matt again, so this battle is not over by an absolute mile here, as a bad exit from Matt. Here we go on board with Cow, he's closing up now. Matt's going to parlance that car, slightly moves across, let's say, don't try it. I have the high ground, runs a little wide. Now, DRS will be activated, of course, when they get out of Chapel. Pedro has a penalty down the back. But let's see, I think we might have a switch here on our hands, too.
I definitely think so. They both got very equal exits there, but let's see if... Down towards Stowe. Matty's hugging that inside line like the mother-in-law, but he manages to stay ahead.
Oh, both of them running very wide as well. So they are pushing the limits, well, they're pushing to the absolute limit. Maybe a little bit too much. Meanwhile, though, up front are the Ninja, who's yet to stop. Big Peretta, Matty D, who we're looking at here, battling away with Cal. Very close up between them, just 2 tenths. The other only battle I can see is between Vez and Casper. We'll keep an eye on this battle here for second and, well, third and fourth. It will be second and third once Solid Ninja pits.
Yeah, whoa, touches the back of him there. Now he's just to keep his wing intact, but he's just giving him a little nudge to say, hello mate, I'm here. So coming down towards Brooklyn's massive overspeed, weaves out to show himself in the mirrors, and he's
down
going
inside.
For it.
Has he got it?
He's going to make that.
Runs
no,
wide.
He's going to run wide.
Matt's going to cut it off there, and he'll retain the position. And like I say, the inside line's difficult down into Brooklyn's, but the outside line is, well, we saw by Matt, is far more easier if you can get the outside. The inside is the, well, the way the corner lies, you go up the inside there, it's easy to run wide into legs, but the outside, you have the inside for the next one. So Cal's going to have to try and get Matt to go defense up the inside to try and make the move, unless he's going to try and to sit behind him all the way down to Stowe and dive on down the inside. We saw in the course the Australian till the Oceanics here earlier on this morning. We saw Tina Marduk make a beautiful move earlier on, so down the inside there, so it's possible.
I think we could see a switch between Casper and Vesto here. He's closing very, very close to the back of the Haas. He's going to have to go around the outside of Stowe corner if he wants this one. It goes around the outside of the Haas. Can he make that work? Side by side towards Vale. Can he make it work? Down the inside goes the Ferrari, and the Haas is trying to hold it on the outside, but just can't do it. That is him through into P6. I realise I said it was Vale again, but ignore me.
Indeed, great move low from Casper, but, well, from Vesto, but from the harder tyres it's going to be difficult, but you have to wonder, is Vesto going to have to pit again?
It's going to be, I don't think he will. It's going to be tight on the wear, but the guys in the medium, I think Casper went interestingly enough and onto the mediums. Now he's not going to have a problem with tyre wear, but they're a much slower tyre than the softs. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Meanwhile,
still, Cal just not able, and Hybrid Nuke is also right there now.
That's about to mention, Hybrid Nuke is closing all the time. Cal's got the closest guy here, but he's no way is he going to try down the inside and play. It's just too risky. You just have to sit behind here. As he comes through Cobb's corner, absolutely beautiful shots from that grandstand there, seeing two cars going absolutely hammer and tong. Red Bull and Mercedes, look how close they're getting here. And again, though, it's this exit. Bad exit again. That's a really bad exit this time. Hybrid Nuke only 6 times, so he has DRS little lap around. Hybrid Nuke could get a pair of them here if they're not careful, because he's going a lot quicker.
And Casper might come back at Vesto as well towards Stowe. Yes, sir. Thinks about it, but just can't quite get the brakes.
Extremely close stuff here. Look at this low. Hybrid Nuke's all over the back of Cal's running wide, and now 4 attempts to gap, 4 attempts to gap to Matt. It's getting close. Both of those cars all separated by 1.2 seconds. You can put a very large blanket on them and you'll get away with it. As they come down into the loop second.
Matt very deep.
Yes, they're going very wide. Now, here's the opportunity for Cal. But again, this is the corner where he struggles quite a lot. The DRS will be activated. Behind him there will be the Renault. Let's see, Low. He's closer than he's been. Matlow's just going to stick it where he knows where he can get away with it, and does do so.
Yeah, he's compromised his line towards Luffield, but just doesn't matter because he just parks the bus and he's just not able to find the traction. So clever driving from Matty. So Cal's going to have a really tough time to try and get past this Red Bull.
Indeed, 3 cars going into the old turn 1 or Cops corner. Absolutely beautiful shots there. But CJ, meanwhile, down the back, of course, he was out the race with contact earlier on with the Ferrari. And hopefully we'll hear what happened to him properly later on. But we know he got on the grass and then got speared off the road.
Yeah, and just having a look. Cal closing in again. No move on for him just yet. Up front as well, Big Prent has caught the who's leading the race right now, Solid Ninja Snake. 0.2 per second is not going to be a challenge for him really, because he's on 15 lap old medium tyres. So Big Prent has just send it down the inside here, and that'll be job done. And I think he is going to do that. And Solid, well, he's not going to give up too easy.
Big Pareto, he knows he's leading this race by at least 8 seconds in technicality here. Meanwhile, third, fourth and fifth still battling together, so it'll be an easy move when it does come here. Look at this!
Oh,
Cal! There's contact, and that's going to cost them. They're almost 3 wide as they come down here, and this is where they are going to go 3 wide now down towards Brooklands. Let's see who's it going to be here. I think the Renault might take both of them. Yes, he does down the inside. Can he do it? The Mercedes holds the outside line. Now that's the inside line. Hybrid Nuke still on the outside. Matt closing up as well. Matt's going to be challenging. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful shots here. Are they going to go side by side here? And he's backed off. He seems to have got a legal overtake or something there.
Maybe so, but Hybrid Nuke ended up taking the both of them there.
Incredible. Meanwhile, Big Beretta did take Solid Ninja into the lead. So Solid Ninja's back down to second position here. But Hybrid Nuke, absolutely perfection on his timings. As for usual, one's a little bit wide there. That won't cost him too much. But great overtake for those drivers.
I wouldn't call it over yet, though, because Matty's going to be pushing hard to try and get past Hybrid Nuke, but he runs extremely wide through Stowe corner there.
Hybrid Nuke also does, but and so does Cal. So track limit's not really being a thing down there at Stowe. I think we might have to put a few bollards down there for future reference.
Or the classic old sausage curbs.
Yes, the old sausage curbs like they are at Austria. We know how that ended up in the real-life race in 2017. And qualification, of course, with was Danny Kvyat, wasn't it, in 2017 or 16? One of those 2 years where we had a horrifying accident there. Look at Cal.
Yeah, Cal, he's just trying to force the issue, just trying to poke his nose in to try and just put Matty off. It didn't work that time. And Matty's just playing the psychological game there, just weaving out in the mirrors of Hybrid Nuke to let him know he's there. And these guys are so evenly matched on pace, this could go right to the wire.
It very much could. They're all on the same tyres as well. Soft. So your official rundown then on lap 16 with just 11 laps to go. Big Beretta leads from Solid Ninja, Hybrid, Matt, Cal, Vez, Lat, Casper, Roadhouse, Big Star, Pedro, VSR, Brady. And out of this race, Kane and CJ, and also technically Brady as well.
Yeah, so Solid Ninja still has to make a stop. Let's not forget, he's done 16 laps of those mediums. He can go a little bit longer if he wants to. She should still come out in a points position. She should come out around 7th or 8th when he pits. But Matty D still sticking firmly to the back of that Renault. And this battle is technically for second in this race.
Yes, for second, but currently third until Solid Ninja pits, who we believe will be within the next 3 laps. Talking about laps and stuff. Big Star has a 3-second time penalty to add to his race time. So he's gone off, I believe, down towards Club or something then. So he's not too far behind. Not exactly too certain where he is on the road. A little bit of a penalty for them. So a few penalties here, but not as much as previous races. And that is also good. The driver's keeping it very clean. Silverstone, one of those circuits where you get away with running wide a lot more than on the likes of Melbourne and other circuits as well.
Yeah, I was just looking at the chat there. CJ is not happy with Vesto.
Absolutely livid. Oh, I want to see if we can ask CJ what exactly happened. Get the full picture of what happened. What we know is it was a spear and just absolute carnage. We just caught the end of it, but a horrifying accident. Meanwhile, Hybrid Nuke, he's got that gap a little bit open.
Oh, Matty D, 3-second time penalty. That's his challenge over.
It is going to be for now. Hopefully he can come back through.
Well, now he's going to have the classic old red mist descent. So now he's just going to have to pass him and pull 3 seconds on. That's not going to be an easy task.
It's not an easy task, but it is a possible task to do if he can just do it. But he does not want to run wide anymore, so he's got his 3 warnings. So if he runs wide again, I don't know if it's Stowe you can run right. I think you get away with it quite a lot of times, but he cannot afford to cut any corners or run right at any corners. That one's a notorious corner to run right on and get yourself a penalty. I've been a victim of that many times there as well, cutting the inside of Abbey as they come down to the loop section. Now, the loop section super, it's been on the calendar, this section, since 2010. Compared to the old layer, it's kind of grown on us, but hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will say that the old layout is better, but with the loop, you've got this slow section where a lot of overtakes can be made. There's no downforce on the cars, pretty much, and the drivers can really just have some nice low-speed battles through there. It would be nice, maybe if they got rid of that second section of corners there and just have that first corner lead into the Wellington Straight if possible, but it's still a really nice section nonetheless.
Indeed. Meanwhile, look at this here. Really interesting battle here between lap cars, by the way. That is Hybrid Nuke, who was just, I was actually for a second showing that he had a X on his car there, but it's actually just his internet connection there, so mistakes being made there. But interesting to see Hybrid Nuke so far so good. He's opened that gap 6 tenths of a second. Matt can't close up behind him. Behind as well, just ahead of lap. Now we'll be discussing, of course, later on about that incident there. And meanwhile, that is closing up quite quickly. Kepler as well. Behind them, a big gap to Roadhouse. Pedro's got a penalty, meanwhile. Further down, Vic Star. And then we got Pedro, Brady, and CJ has a completely left the session now.
Yeah. So, these guys still really, really close together. They've been like this for about 8 or 9 laps. And can I say, Solid Ninja Snake is still out. Yes. On those mediums, 19 lap old mediums now, and I would predict he's gonna come in maybe this lap or next lap and bang on to the super softs, and wouldn't be surprised if he took the fastest lap.
Well, where is he going to come out? Well, he's 4 seconds behind the leaders, so he's going to come out 9th position, well, between 8th and 9th, perfect less. He'll come out in 8th place.
So still a good points finish, but he will have super softs on, so he could push himself up a little bit further than that if he can.
Casper, Lass, they're very close together, or even Vezto, so he can get 6th position, even 5th if he's careful, because the guys there are very close together. Of course, 5th position there we're looking at here. So 6th position is the ideal place he can get. Meanwhile, low Hybrid Nuke's starting to close up a little bit now. Well, sorry, so he's dropping back a little bit now to Matty D, who's closing up again. And Cal just sitting behind us. This is a situation, and look how wide they're going. And in comes the Ninja.
Pushed a little bit. So now it's definitely the battle for second. So Solid Ninja is going to drop, as you said, to about 8th or 9th, maybe even 10th. But he had 20 laps on the mediums, good stint. So that puts Big Prenza 8.1 seconds clear out in the lead.
Indeed, he's still low. Matt, can he do anything? I don't think. And Kane's left the session as well from his incident as well. Looking at your official timings there. Let's see, where is Solid Ninja coming out of the pillar? He'll be very close to his teammate of Roadhouse, actually. This could be very close, actually. I think he's going to come out just ahead of his teammate. Yes, he is. So McLaren not 8th and 9. Now he's going to have the, he's on the super softs. He's going to go, let's see, can he close 15 seconds up to Casper in 6 laps?
It's going to be a tough ask, I reckon. But he'll still have a good points finish.
Look here at Latiou, who's catching very much to Vezto. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Meanwhile, Matty D again closing up here. And these guys are coming to lap Pedro. So this could affect it a little bit.
Yeah, he's backed off of that one. Lets them all through nice and fairly. Oh, always helps when a lapped driver plays ball. And doesn't make it awkward. Just lift it off the straight. That's the perfect way to do it. He's so close to the backman, but he's just in that position where he just can't find a way past.
Indeed. Meanwhile, look here at Latin Vezto and also Casper all converging on one as well. So this is going to be an interesting battle to see. Ferrari, Toro Rosso and Haas. So Ferrari Junior and Red Bull Junior versus just a Ferrari. It's an interesting battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm still just amazed at how these guys are still nose to tail after about 10 laps of racing already. Hybrid, Matty D had to think about a dive bomb into Brooklands there, but definitely not on for him there. And he runs a little bit wide. Cal just getting it ever closer. And there's Lakido past Vezto going around the outside of Brooklands into left field, and that is textbook. Vezto still looking. Yep, he's mirrored Matty D pretty much.
Yeah, he has done so. Now Cal's got a penalty as well. He's cut the inside of Cop's corner, so now basically Hybrid Nuke can just relax slightly now. But now it's going to be...
Can't afford to cut corners.
Can't afford to go off the circuit. So if I was him, you could in theory just relax your car now. Just take it gently. don't want to get overtaken, of course, because he wants to have the psychological advantage. Matt wants to still try and get past him.
Vesto coming back at Lakito.
Around the outside into Stowe. That's going to be brave. Surely he can't do it there. Oh my goodness, he's spinning.
Oh, he's spinning.
Oh, God!
Big accident. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there, to be honest.
Well, Vez tried to go on the outside of the lap. There was contact. Vez spun around, and unfortunately, Casper, wrong place, wrong time. The ghosting system didn't enable itself. That's a real shame, and that's going to be Casper out of this race. Well, we wondered if Solid Ninja could catch up to Casper and the likes of Vez. Well, I think he is now, because those two have got no front wings.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how quick things can turn around. Casper won last weekend. Oh, Matty D passed Hybrid Nuke. He's done it.
Yes, he's through now, up to second position. Is Hybrid Nuke going to come through? For a second, getting snagged on the back of Cow here. Now, can Cow come through? He's got a mega run here as he comes down to Cops. He's going to back off there unless he wants to be a madman. But Hybrid Nuke really can just try and keep with him, sit behind him. And of course, he wants to try and get back past because we know Matt's got a pattern. We know.
Oh, he's got another one.
Well, that's surely now going to be game over from Matt. He now needs to find 6 seconds to open that gap. I don't think he's going to find that. And it's going to be interesting.
Unless both of these guys make a mistake. Solid Ninja past Vesto, and he's going to finish. He's going to actually find 6th here, I think.
He's going to go in 6th. Just like I said, Lo. Vicstar panicking as well, so big issues there down the field. But it is an absolutely horrible moment, though, when for Vez and Casper. You're a passenger at that situation when you see a car spin in front of you.
Oh, absolutely. He's just saw him spearing across the track, and with no front wing, he's going to lose the front wing. And it's really horrible when you know you're going to get hit and there's nothing you can do about it. He was the innocent victim there, unfortunately. He's continuing on with the wing damage, but he is going to get points either way. But he's just going to nurse that car to the end. It's a real shame.
Meanwhile, Hybrid Nuke, look at Hybrid Nuke. He's going down the inside into Brooklyn.
Oh, there's contact.
He's got contact. Now look out for the Mercedes. He's trying to go right around the outside here into Lutfield. Now down to Woodcote. Big slide from Hybrid. Big slide from Matt. Big slide from Cal. They're absolutely sideways here. This is fantastic. And Matt is livid. Look at him weaving. What have you done? He says. Get out of the way. He's run wide. Cow's coming through as well, but what a move, Lo, from Matty D. Lo, he's going to come back through. So I say from Hybrid Nuke, Matty D's trying to come back through. Roadhouse has got past Vez, so he's doing well, Lo, for both the McLaren boys. Let's see, closing up the inside. He's going for a move. My goodness me, that's cost him a heap of time. Now look. Cow is diving down the inside into Club. Now, has he got the move? Rad's not going to do it. He's still around the outside. They're still side by side. He's cut the door off. What a motor race here for 2nd, 3rd and 4th in this race.
Yeah, it's just a shame that's being marred by penalties. Matty D is currently just in 4th right now, and Hybrid Nuke is in a comfortable 2nd. And Cal has a 3-second penalty as well.
Down the inside of contact. Gets away with that one, though.
Yeah, he's tried that about 3 times now, and it's never worked each time. And I mean, the guy at front, Big Prenta, he's been having a Sunday drive.
Yep, Sunday drive in the Toro Rosso. Big change in fortunes from last week, wasn't it? Where the Toro Rosso boys both almost scored no points. Well, I think Big Peretta retired from that race. I'm not exactly too sure, but he didn't score too many points in it. He had a massive incident on lap 1. He saw him spinning. Matt is taking the a very interesting line there into Cobb's Corner. He's
taking the scenic route.
Yes, he's taking the scenic route. Luckily, there's no gravel trap there. Otherwise, he'd be in a wall of trouble.
He's lost.
Yeah, Cal's going to try it here. Let's see. We're going to see. He's going to try and dummy him, is he not? Let's see. He goes to the inside. See, can he do it down the inside? Is Matt going to keep the position there in the end? He can't really fight off it. I think his tyres are going off the cliff, unfortunately. So that position seems to have changed finally. Let Cow up to 3rd and will be in 3rd. And Matt will be in 4th. Maybe he might actually be in 5th. The gap is well, it's doing all that needs to do is find 2 seconds, and he's going to be in 4th position.
Yeah, and he's on super softs. So no, sorry, he's on softs actually. But he's on newer softs than that is, so he could just find those 2 seconds. He'll get 4th indeed. Cal is piling the pressure on Hybrid Nuke. He's not done.
Yes, he is certainly not done. Now he's finally dispatched Matt. You can see he's dropping off the pace now. Now can Cal and the Mercedes go and chase after the Renault? This is the battle for what is, it might not be in the end 2nd and 3rd. We know Hybrid's likely to get 2nd unless there's a major incident. For God's sake, let's hope there is not. But Cal, he's just trying to do it for glory, isn't he? If he can get past him. Psychologically, Hybrid Nuke doesn't want to get past. And Cal's going to try and do his utmost to pass.
Yeah, Hybrid Nuke is really struggling on those tyres. Look how much Cal closed up in Maggots and Beckett's. I think he could really challenge to try and pull 3. He's got to try and pull 3 seconds in 1 lap, though. So I'm not quite sure it's going to be feasible, but he's just going to try it anyways.
Indeed. Well, let's see what happens, though. We're coming to the last lap for your leader, by the way. Big Paredes is coming to the line to start the last lap. He's going down the inside into Club. Has he got the move? A little bit of contact. The front wing going forward. A little bit of damage. Is that a little bit of an end plate damage left? Potentially. But Cal, can he find 2.5 seconds in 1 lap?
He's got a lot of work to do. But nice move. Either way, he's on for 3rd place. And out front, I mean, this guy has just dominated from start to finish. He's led every single lap pretty much, apart from maybe 3 or 4. Started on pole, and just has walked away with it pretty much.
And like I said, a nice Sunday drive in the beautiful countryside here in Silverstone. The British Grand Prix bringing up a cracker here. Though, for your leader, it's been rather a nice drive. To be honest, it's a nice scenic drive. It's around one of the best, well, the best circuit in the world, or at least one of them. And it's just been legendary drive for him from start to finish. Cal is open to 7/10 now. Matty D dropping back all the seconds to Lat. So I think Matt might be safe in 4th. The big Peretta
he doesn't make a mistake.
Just coming down out of Stowe, down towards Club for the final time. Breaks it down then into Club. Down towards Vale he comes for the 26th and final time then. Through he comes to win the British Grand Prix, and what a dominant drive for him. Cal will come across the line to finish on 2nd on paper, but in 3rd in reality. So we're looking at Cal. He comes to the line, he'll finish in 3rd position there. Hybrid Nuke 2 2nd, Cal 3rd. Matty D, is he got 4th in the end? I think about. Yes, just about. By just 9/10 of a second. So the Ninja's going to do a recovery drive to 6th position. Roadhouse's teammate will finish down in 7th.
This could become right to the wire between Roadhouse and Vicstar. He's only 4/10 behind.
Vicstar has a penalty.
Get the run. Oh, he does. That's a good point.
Well, we still see him though through the last corner.
Run to the line with him, but yeah, there you go.
And Vez, Casper, and Pedro are waiting to finish. We'll be seeing Pedro cross the line first, I think. Yes, we will.
Yeah. Oh, he's taking the seat. He almost did a Marcus Ericsson there.
Yeah, he's taking the very scenic route now, so he's getting a bit of rubber on those tyres. I think he's just trying to go to the end as fast as he can. Comes to the line there, and that is that position there. Now we're waiting for Vez crosses the line then in 9th. Just about. Ooh, still with the front wing damage, mind, and also Casper, who's also going very wide and crosses the line in 10th.
Last week's winner finishes 10th. That's how quickly it can change.
And that is definitely, like you said, how fortunes can change in a space of about a few seconds. Incredible. Well, let's go to your podium, and well done to your top 3. Toro Rosso, Renault and Mercedes. 3 different engine manufacturers, 3 different teams. And congratulations, Lo, to Big Peretta on a dominating victory. One of the best I've seen in a long while in terms of just pure thing. British and Scottish are your top 3. So, good to see that.
Rule Britannia. Britannia rules the track, it seems.
Indeed. Well, don't say that if you're Scottish, because I think they might get a little bit of angry, but let's not get in political things low. So your penalty's low. Cam got a penalty in the end, unfortunately, and Matty D as well. The gap. Solid Ninja got 5th.
So with penalties, yeah, Lakito dropped down to 6th, it looks like. So Solid Ninja got 5th. He was one of the only ones without penalties.
Indeed, incredible. Marcus Harrison didn't get penalties. He's down in 12th. Lance Stroll's 13th and Hulkenberg was 14th. Of course, those are the drivers that all are retired.
Yeah, so Roadhouse was without penalties, Solid Ninja without penalties, and Prent and Hybrid Nuke without penalties.
Well, let's see. I've sent a few invites, see if any of them join. So we'll wait a few moments and see if we can get some of the drivers to join. Let's go into the race director and have a little look, and just looking at the timing. AOR Victor saying he broke his front wing at the start, it ruined his race. So looking at the incidents, and we'll just get a little scroll through. Lots of warnings as per usual here.
Solid Ninja said that was actually a great drive. He started 12th and finished 5th. It's a great drive.
And inspired drives also for his teammate as well coming through the field. Well, I don't think we're going to get anyone joining, unfortunately, again. So no interviews today, it seems. Well then, until next time, I suppose, we'll see you in the next Grand Prix. I've been Evil Dragon XXL. And Super, your final words from you.
Well, fortunes can change very quickly, so I guess that's the message from today. Maybe Big Prentice fortunes will change like Casper's did. We'll see you next week.
Until then, thank you for joining us here in sunny Silverstone. Until next time, ta-ra from the commentary box.